There are several reasons why I love REAL. From their revenue share program, through their coaching, training, mentorship, through the workplace where you can receive referrals through other agents within your state, internationally, nationally, so forth. The list goes on and on. But today, I want to dive into one of my more, it's kind of hard to say, one of my more favorites because I kind of love them all equally. They're just different angles of why I love them. But I want to dive into wealth building within REAL. And through this process, I'm going to show you how you can establish great amount of wealth through your real estate career for just doing your job. How amazing is that? For just doing your job. And so I'm going to dive into different channels on how you can get stock within a brokerage. Let's jump into this. The first, simplest way of receiving stock is going to be for capping and attracting. Clearly, the company wants you to cap more so than it wants you to attract. It wants both by all means, but you can clearly see there's a 50% difference between the two. So by simply capping, which is easy to do, you should be capping, in my opinion, when you're a full-time agent. You're going to receive 150 shares. By attracting an agent, you're going to be receiving 75 shares. If you're on a real estate team and you're a half cap relationship, so it means instead of paying out $12,000, you're going to be paying out $6,000. The numbers naturally get cut in half for capping 75 shares and 35 shares for attraction. This is the first way of getting stock in the company. Let's dive into the next part. So the next part is going to be the stock purchase plan, the SPP, where you can take 5% of your commission and purchase real stock and receive a 15% bonus on your stock purchase. That's before you cap. After you cap, you can put in 10% and receive a 30% bonus. So first, you're getting it for capping and attraction. And regardless if you're attracting agents or not, and you're capping, you're getting stock. Then after that, you have the ability to purchase stock and receive bonus shares. To me, that's just amazing. And that's one of the reasons why I love REAL in short. The next part of why I love the wealth building aspect with the stock with REAL is after I cap and I do $6,000 in transactional fees at $285 a transaction. That comes out roughly to be 21 transactions that you have to close after you cap. You're going to receive $16,000 in stock. Then after you do that, then you start doing different classes, contributing to the community, contributing to the workplace, just giving back in general, some basic requirements on that. You're going to receive a cultural award of $8,000 in stock. So between purchasing your stock, receiving your stock, etc., you could easily get up to $48,000 a year in stock given to you, or combined given to you and being purchased. That's not bad. The prior brokerage that I came from, there wasn't any stock option to me. I could be at that brokerage for 2 decades and not have this. That brokerage was amazing. I loved that brokerage. But that was the reason I eventually left that brokerage looking for something that would reward me for my career. While making a great income inside of real estate, I looked at my friends that were, working for the corporations, and they're having their 401ks and just different benefits that they're receiving. I was like, I want to have that too. And being with this company, to me, is a startup company still. I believe we're over 11,000 the company's at. And it's a pretty big size brokerage. When you look at many brokerages are, somewhere between 1 to maybe 75, and then some go-getter brokerages are somewhere between 250 and maybe 450. And so this one here is currently roughly 11,000 agents and growing. But to me, it's still a small company with a lot of upswing for growth. So for the next decade, if all I did was cap, do my 6,000 and post-cap transaction fees, and was a good community person, giving back to the community, if it's realtor to realtor on the workplace, if it's giving back charitable things outside of real, and purchasing them, and just the small aspects of receiving them for capping and attraction, I could easily have roughly a $500,000 in stock just sitting there for me, with the stock just staying flat, doing nothing, right? Where I came from, the flat version of that, I didn't have that as an option. So I've been doing this for over 21 years. If this was around back then, and I'm going to have another 10 plus years in my career, I would be sitting in a lot of wealth just for doing my job and contributing a little bit by purchasing them pre-cap and post-cap. That is why I love real, right? It's that simple. And if you want to dive into this and learn more about this, I sure would love to talk with you and teach you more about why I love real. And I'm sure you love where you're at too, because I loved where I was at prior to coming to real. But once I started looking on my own, nobody came to me from real and said, hey, you're going to be a great candidate for us, and I want to get revenue share off of you and a little bit of stock for the attraction, right? Nobody came and poached me. Nobody came and badmouthed me about the brokerage I'm at. Again, I love the brokerage I was at prior to here. I just love real that much more, and that's the ticket. If my brokerage was giving me where I was at before, absolutely loved them. If they were giving me the true revenue share relationship, and then ownership, this workplace that we have, out of this world. I get referrals. So forget the revenue share, forget the stock. I get referrals from in-state and out-of-state. Haven't got it international yet, but agents that need help for their client who is relocating here to purchase, or locating out of here to go somewhere else and purchase with them. And so that stream alone is crazy amazing. Like where I was at, we weren't having that. And where we're stuck to getting that relationship was on Facebook or somewhere else, versus truly in-house in a network like this, where someone's like, hey, who's in such and such city? You can raise your hand, you can call them, other agents that that you worked with before, not in a network of people who are intentionally referring each other, kind of gaming the system, but in a place where, hey, I worked with this person before and they had a great experience with me. Their relationship raved about us, and so they're back seeing our names that someone's needing help for buying or selling in the workplace, and saying, hey, James Sanson, he is amazing, goes out of his way to make sure he's delivering the best possible experience for his client relationships through the process. And so that then creates another stream of income coming in. But the main focus of this video here is the stock, and how powerful that is to just contribute a little bit of your money. You won't be missing, in my opinion, 5% of your money coming out, especially for some agents who are giving 30 to 40+% of their income away to the brokerage that they're at, and really not getting anything back. This is just a sliver of that. And then, so that's the 5% before you cap, the 10% after you cap. You're no longer paying the split to the company, and after you cap, so that's a larger amount, and you just, honestly, in my opinion, is just not going to feel it, and it's just sitting there for you. And hopefully, with stock market, none of us here are going to be able to say, hey, this is a guarantee the stock's going to do this or that, but hopefully it's going to be, following the right path and appreciating over time, and you're getting into the company when it's still smaller, and having that great reward whenever you want to take those funds out in the distant future. In my opinion, allow time to grow, right? That's your judgment call on how long you keep it in there for, but it's just a tool that my brokerage, as I said before, just didn't offer, and I simply love it. So if you have questions, down below, I'm putting in the comment section where you can reach out to us and have a phone call, email us, schedule an appointment, just to learn more. After that, I'm not going to be chasing you down to say, hey, come join REAL. It's if you want to learn more, then if you want to advance and join REAL, become a part of our marketing network throughout the nation, we sure would love to talk with you. Enjoy your day.